always great to have the man, the myth, the pickle legend himself. And I'm not sorry at all to welcome in Chris Cali. Sorry, not sorry, pickleball himself. Chris, how you doing, man?
Good. What's up, Mickle? How we doing, man?
Hey, we are doing great. I was late on the applause button there, but there it is.
Let's go.
Bring it in. You know, that's how we got to do it. No, but I am excited, man. I'm excited to break down a little MLP playoffs. We can make some predictions here. Although maybe I know where you might be leaning by the time this thing is all over, but we'll see. Maybe your wheels have turned a little. I don't know. But, you know, when we look at the MLP season, first of all, thoughts on the overall, it's a pretty good season this year. What do you think?
The season was great. I mean, it's been so cool. You know, as someone who's been a fan of MLP since like 2022, every single year it's gotten better and better. So it's hard to believe that. Like it almost feels like, are we at the peak and it's going to be downhill from here? But I don't think so. I think we're still heading up, and that's an exciting thought.
Yeah, huge fan myself. And you mentioned like back to 2022, and I think you're right. I think it can still go up if they continue to do things the right way. Action on the court this year, amazing. You know, we still see kind of the same players now as we enter the playoffs. And I think if anything, how can we address that? Get some players maybe moved. We saw so much movement this year. I mean, where's Yuta Castillo now? What team is she on? She got moved around more than like some minor league baseball player. It seemed like every time I saw it, she was moving around. But I think as they continue to go, we'll see that because we're seeing more players get picked up on these MLP teams, and some of them really just play well in this format, and I think that's what's really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, the good news is come next year, they haven't really officially announced anything, but heard from a few people, and, you know, it's been shared, so it's no secret. But there's going to be a salary floor. There's going to be a salary cap. There's going to be some sort of like franchise tag, although I don't think that's exactly what they're calling it, but it's still the idea that you could retain a player and prevent them from having their contract or whatever expire, their term expire. So there's going to be a lot of shuffling of teams. Like, you know, a team like the Fives or the Shock, they're not going to be able to keep the same team because all those players are, you know, worth a lot. And also a team like the Flames, you know, those guys are not going to meet the minimum requirement as far as the floor goes. So we'll probably see another big shuffle of players come next year.
Yeah, and I think as a league, right, and you want to continue to grow, you want to continue to make this thing better, you got to see that it's going to promote a little more of the parity. Maybe we'll see some other teams kind of rise to the top. But we said it, this year's been super fun. The playoffs are going to be great. It's all set now. Coming up, round one matchups down there. Where the hell are we? Are we in Dallas? No, that's the next one.
No, that's Dallas. It's the next one.
Then it goes to Florida. That's right.
No, then it's Newport.
Then it's Newport this year. Okay.
So and Dallas and Newport, and then it's going to be
New York
week, and then it's New York for the finals.
New York for the final. That's right. And the format this year, you go with it? I think it's been fine.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be best 2 out of 3 for all the matches that we see, which is good. I think last year they did almost like a one-game play-in for a certain amount of teams. I forget. I think it was like three matches, or like 4 teams.
Yeah. Going the best out of 3 format, Dreammaker if we're tied up. I mean, I think it's going to be great. The question is, out of this first round matches, we got 5 through 10, and the top 4, we know who they are. Fives, Shock, Drops, the Bus. You got the Drops behind. I already commented on it, but I think it's cool. I mean, we're going to talk about the Drops here in a minute because, hey, if they can get rolling, they can get rolling. But let's focus right now on these first 4 matches that we got coming up starting on Friday here. I'm going to bring the screen up because that's always fun to do. Test my abilities here. See if we can get it. There we go. Yeah, so we can have that over here just to show it there. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to have some matches over there. Of course, you can always find it. Pickleball TV. Let's just go left to right, Chris, unless anything jump out at you right away from these matchups. You smell a dark horse. Anybody coming around the track? Do you think this is going to be chalk?
I think everybody wants to act like the Slice are going to have the momentum from last weekend jump in, but I really don't think so. I mean, I just think the Royals are just better than them. There's a chance, but I don't think so. I could see, I guess the only thing that I could see happening that isn't going to be chalk. Maybe the bouncers can take down the ranchers. If that were to happen, though, I think it would be more like a ranchers collapse more than a bouncers play well type of thing.
I hear ya.
But hey, I mean, the bouncers have, they beat the Mad Drops. You know what I mean? Just to name one. And, they're a decent team, especially now that they have Mari Humberg on there.
Let's start right there because, I mean, I said, you got the ATL. My guy Yame, right? Breakout star from the partner series, of course. And, I mean, but is Jay DeVilliers healthy? Is he going to be going? Is he nursing a bad wing? I'm not sure. And with Jessie Irvine, she's still there, right? With Mari Humberg, they got her. Sometimes Jessie looks like she's just kind of out there. And then sometimes she looks really into it. And so if she's bouncing, ATL might be able to go. For me, I just think maybe they just don't have enough bounce to stretch Texas out. Maybe they get them to a dream breaker.
Yeah, I mean, I think, if any of these underdog teams are going to win, it's going to be in 3 games. There's no way in 2 matches that they win back to back. So, yeah, and it would be a tight.
You don't think they pull the full surprise and just take them 2-0?
I would love that. But no, I don't think that's the case. No. I think
all right, well, let's go over to Brooklyn and SoCal. And so for me, I do see Brooklyn as a little bit of a dark horse because I think they've got a really solid roster, talent's there. Can they stay consistent? I like Rachel and Jackie. Newman, I think, really likes the format. He's out there still. And then you got SoCal. I mean, here they go. Of course, they got the Dyson factor. Never hurts. It's always nice. I mean, they're the 10 seed for a reason. Brooklyn, to me, I think can make some noise. What say you?
Well, I mean, the tough part with Brooklyn is they haven't played with their full roster in what feels like a really long time. I think they had maybe a few matches where they did have the full roster, but
been 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah, it's been very inconsistent as of late because obviously, Rachel Rohrbacher getting crushed by a video board didn't exactly help her chances.
It's never good.
Yeah. Here's a pro tip: avoid getting crushed by a video board. So
MLP.
Yeah. In PPA, it's all right, but MLP, you want to stay away from that.
Watch out.
Yeah. No, but I mean, as far as this matchup goes, there's no shot for SoCal. They lost Armand Bhatia, which, speaking of the facility problems, I guess that Armand Bhatia tripped over one of the barriers and did something to his ACL, something like that.
Is that what it was? I didn't see it.
Something like that. I might be getting some of the details wrong, but
one of the mini court barrier things, or
I think so. I don't know for sure. I didn't see it. I had heard it, and so I don't know the exact details. But I mean, either way, he's out. He's going to be out for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was a big part of why SoCal is even in the playoffs.
Playing well all year.
Yeah. So yeah, what's crazy is SoCal is the only team that has the same roster since day one of the season. Every other team this year switched up their rosters. SoCal's the only one that kept it consistent. So yeah, that's a bummer for them because they were, they had some moments where they started to look pretty decent. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't think SoCal has a chance here. And as far as Brooklyn's chances for winning it all, I mean, that would be incredible. I think all of us are kind of hoping for another Columbus Sliders moment where
right? Who's going to make that bus run? I mean, Columbus is there. We'll get there to the Final Four here in a minute. I don't know. I mean, it comes down again with the format. Once they get through this weekend, then the top get to pick, right? And so who will Jersey choose to play? Who will, and then so on and so forth. We'll see how it all pans out. So, but interesting. And, SoCal, I think they're 10 for a reason. Pretty good year. Not having Bhatia that's gonna make it even. That's gonna too tough.
I mean, just the fact that Brooklyn had the first choice to pick what team they want to play, and they chose the 10 seed SoCal as opposed to 11 or 12 Las Vegas or Chicago. That tells you all you need to know. Right. They know that
they're picking.
Yeah, right. That's going to be the worst team in the playoffs here.
Well, how about the Vegas and the Flash? I mean, the Flash, fan favorites, talk about a team shuffling players. I mean, I think it's probably too much Flash. I know maybe 2 of the Owls, and that's, bad on me. So I need you to talk to me about this matchup. Is there any way for that Howells to hoot one past Dallas? I don't see it.
No, I don't think Vegas has a chance, especially because the Flash are really hot right now. I think if the Flash had their current roster from the beginning of the year, it's possible they actually wouldn't even be playing this weekend. They would be having a bye. I could totally see it. Because I actually do feel like, I mean, you know, they beat Columbus. But the question is, could they do that consistently? I think actually they could.
With the original roster or as constructed now?
No, as like the teams that are now. I mean, they beat Columbus back in San Diego. Could they? But like the thing is with the playoffs, it's best 2 out of 3. Anybody could have, you know, a great day. It's can you have good matches on 2 separate days? Right. That's a lot to ask for, but I do think Dallas is literally the only team here that has a chance to beat any of the top 4 teams.
Okay. All right. I like it. So a little strong Flash sentiment. And of course, you got, you know, Flick Wizard over there, my guy Augie. So, I mean, hey, we'll be watching them. Now, here you go. You mentioned the slice before. And what I said for the slice is talk about a slice of young and distinguished. I mean, and is it me or should Palm Beach be better with this lineup?
No, I think I don't know. I just don't see, like, Sophia Seving is good. I think she's a little bit overrated. I think everybody was hoping that she'd be the one that comes in and is just like, she's a standout. They won 18 straight, her and Tina Pisnik. So women's doubles, it's great. So maybe it's not even her, but Casey Diamond is just not it. And he's playing mixed, most likely with Sophia. Tyson could come alive. Honestly, like, Tyson's one of those guys where if the energy is right and he's feeling good, he's really into it.
Yeah.
If he's off really bad. Deckelbar's pretty consistent. So, like I said, what's that?
They'll get through the slice.
Maybe. I don't think it's for sure. I would, if I had to bet my money, I'd say yes. Because here's the thing, like, if they had to play them this last weekend, Slice would beat them.
Slice were vibing.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know, it's one thing to have that momentum and play really well, which is the case of the Slice. It's another to say, like, okay, like, here we go. We have only 2 matches to prove that we could beat this team, and it's just we're playing this one team, and that's it. And heading into the weekend, only thinking about that, I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a young team. And I guess they're going to show us what they got.
And to do it twice, because you know, they are a young team, and back to seeing, you know, great new players get out there on this stage and be able to see them. It's fun, and so we'll see how that one goes. And then we mentioned the bouncers in Texas already. That leads us to the top 4. And, you know, are you still leaning fives? Or, you know, it's the fives drive, and it's just somebody's got to take them down? Because I think the Shock can do it. Recently, they split. LA is right there. I think talk about when somebody's energized, the whole team. When Ben is having fun playing a little MLP, that team all rises up.
I think it's fives. I think there's just no doubt. Look, I don't even want the fives to win. Like, I would like to see literally any other team win. Honestly, I'm not even that big of a Mad Drops fan, but I would kind of want to see them win. But it's so hard to believe that a team is going to beat the fives, because I just feel like, it sounds kind of corny almost, and it just sounds like almost like a little bit stupid to analyze it like this, but I'm like, there's something in me that just feels like the fives want it more from the top down. And it's like, well, was that really, like, do we really feel like the Shock don't want it as much? But the thing is, like, the Shock, what did they do as like a way to say, hey, let's make a move? They got Hunter Johnson, which, okay, like, yeah, they'll probably do a little bit better in the Dream Breaker. But the fives were literally like, yo, we're getting Federico Stackstrom.
That's why they got fed.
Yeah, it's like, that's such a big improvement. And that, you know, he played pretty well this last weekend. He did lose. He did lose one game. Or I think he lost twice, actually, in men's doubles, and then he lost with No Way, and then he lost
doubles.
Yeah, so it's not like he's bulletproof. But the thing is, I just feel like having a new piece and something to be excited for, and feeling like almost a sense of relief, must give you a lot of momentum and a lot of, like, energy, whereas the Shock, it kind of feels like they're just trying to maintain and hang on to this group that they've had, and they're a really good group.
I think so.
It's not going to, I don't think it's going to be like a sweep. I think we're all on the same page. It's most likely going to be Fives versus Shock in the final.
That's what we want to see, right? Now,
honestly, yeah.
If we get another bus run, or like you said, if the drops get in there somehow, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I think most people have been watching this thing want to see the Shock and the Five. We want to see some sniping back and forth, which we hope we can get. And like you said, I don't think it would be a sweep. Love to see it go all the way through. I kind of lean that maybe the Shock can find a little electricity out there and get a few passes. Because one thing about Annalie Whiplash, if you can get her a little rattled, then she's got to bring herself back. Not saying that she can't do that, because she can. But if you can kind of get her a little rattled, she's sown to, have a little steam come out of those ears and throw some fits. And that can get her off her game.
Yeah, well, it's like, look at any time she's losing, and there's one thing that's in common with all those moments, and it's that she's kind of just like had it. Like there's just something about where she's just like, she's like really pissed off. And I don't know, maybe that just says something about how good of a player she is, where she can't handle the losing. Which, when I say she can't handle the losing, I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. There's some people out there who are not great losers.
Correct.
But yeah, so it does seem like if they do end up losing to the Shock, that's probably what it will look like, is she just like had a meltdown of some sort. And I mean, that would be amazing if it came at the hands of Hayden, if he was tripping at her and we see like a complete crash out. Oh my gosh, that will be very memorable.
You talk about MLP, right? I mean, but again, when you get these two teams on the court, we've seen consistently, and I think that's a fun part about MLP. And I've always said this before: the players can talk to each other a little bit. Allow them to keep that within the lines and over each side of the net. Fans don't need to be chiping in and sniping at the players about rude stuff or anything like that. But I think that's fun to see on the court. Keep that rivalry going. Hey, let's develop a little, maybe one team is the villain, one team's not. It makes it fun.
I'll take it a step further. I think say whatever you want. Fans, say whatever you want. Players, say whatever you want. Where I draw the line is like, just don't get violent. Like, just don't hurt anybody. Okay, if you're not doing that, go for it. But the thing is,
things on the court.
Well, yeah, no throwing stuff or anything like that. Yeah. But like, even fans, say whatever you want. Like, that's how I feel about it. But also, like, players should be able to say what they want to fans too. It has to go both ways.
If the fans are going to be allowed to snipe, then the players are going to be able to turn around and snipe right back.
Yeah, and there's players who will do that. I've had Leia Jansen do it to me. So
no palace at the mouth. Nobody's ever done that to you. Come on,
Leia, for sure. She not violent, but she has. She's screamed at me.
Being very facetious.
Oh yeah. You're like, oh, she's never done that. Yeah. She's never done anything like that. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh, you haven't heard?
Super fun here, catching up with Chris Cali, doing a little MLP playoff preview. And I think what we've surmised here is we really think it's going to chalk through. I mean, maybe we get some upsets in the first round. Maybe we see some fun action all through the playoffs, which I guarantee we will. We might just get that Shock 5 final, everybody. And hey, I'm not against it. I'm actually all for it. And I hope we get a little sizzle like we're talking about. And the thing is a lot of fun when it does happen. And again, if one of these teams can rise up and make a challenge, hey, I'm all for that too. But I've loved watching the Shock and Fives for a couple of years now. And that leads me to this too. We mentioned, hey, how the next year, some things are going to come into place, kind of make some changes, but it won't disrupt the total thing of the game. We're going to continue to see our same favorite players. Maybe they're on new teams. I mean, we see Tyra Black on a new team. George is on a new team this year. Players are moving around. But I think that same fire for MLP is going to stay there. And Chris, I think you do too. I know they're not losing me.
Oh, no. Yeah, for sure. It's only getting better. I think it's going to be super interesting what happens next year. I mean, every year there's always there's this overarching story that's going on with MLP, like at least within the last, since 2024, because the reality is, because the big complaint is like, oh, we have these super teams. Well, it's like super teams have not won it. We had the Flash and then we had the Columbus Sliders. It's early. It's only 2 years into this format. But again, it's, everybody thought last year that it would be the Fives and the Shock,
Right.
and it wasn't, you know. But I mean, part of it is like, I think that's why there's a lot of talk lately of parity being an issue. You know, there's not enough, and it's kind of like top heavy. But I don't know. I don't really. I'm more concerned actually with the consistency of players on teams. When I talk to people about MLP, people who aren't fans, they tell me like the toughest part about it is that the players are always switching teams. They can't keep track of it.
Right.
And when I think back on like my childhood, being like a Yankee fan, being a Chicago Bears fan, it's like it bummed me out when players would just always switch and we're getting new players. And so I remember being a kid, being a Yankee fan, and then like the big rival is the Red Sox, and then all of a sudden now we have a Red Sox player on our team. We have Kevin Youkilis on our team. Last year I was screaming at the stadium at this guy, saying terrible curse words about this man, and now I have to like root for him. It's like, this is just weird, and
it's a
vice versa. If a player gets traded to another team. So that's my thing. So I don't really mind the lack of parity, because the one thing that does bring is when we do see an upset, like we saw last year, that was amazing.
Right.
And when everybody's kind of more equal, there's really no such thing as an upset. And that's cool because you don't know who's going to win, but also there's like a certain drama and excitement to, oh my gosh, we did the impossible.
We have to beat them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where, you're out there in California, right? The Western Empire, the Doyers, and everybody's all up in arms about them. But sure, they won back-to-back World Series, barely. And so, and just like you said, the bus came up and won it. And so I like it. I think bringing in some of the rules that you talked about earlier can help. And it's going to have to maybe make some of these owners think about how they're building a team, spending some of the money, not necessarily going to drive up everybody on a same playing field, but maybe for a year or two, you see some of the players on some same teams and one rises up a little bit and we get some of that. Because I think that's what's great. I'm not against having a dynasty at all. Hey, go get it. If you want it, build it, go after it. That's what makes team sports so fun. And you really start to get those rivalries. And I think there's room for that with MLB.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And like you said, the rivalries are part of the best part. You don't have to be a Shock fan or a Fives fan to enjoy that rivalry, Yeah.
Another thing I say, people flip it on casually while you're just hanging around the house, go in, sit down for some points. You don't even have to know who's playing. I guarantee you'll sit there for a minute and watch it because it's pretty fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I missed the Guinness World Record 100 dink rally, fives and mad drops. Did you see that? I've seen some of it on recording, but I missed it, like on the TV. I was bummed.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's just, there is something cool too about, not to give you FOMO, but watching it live was like just this crazy moment, not knowing what was going to happen. That's like sports, right? Is like, you're like, what's going to happen next? But to have this like Ben versus Annalie, it's 10-10. We're heading into the playoffs next week. This is kind of a big deal here. It's like, man, it does not get any better than that,
No, and if you can this weekend, if you're down there in the area, see if you can get tickets and go to the event. Watching pickleball live is awesome. It is super fun. It's still affordable. You can sit there right near the match, watch the action, and it's a great time. It's a lot of fun. Fans are engaged. The play, it's good. It's fun. It's pickleball, folks. It's fun.
Yeah, and it's almost, I get bummed out when people tell me that they've been to PPA but they've never gone to MLP and they just like don't feel compelled to. And it's like, it's funny. Zane Navratil's dad actually put out a tweet today, and it was like a picture of the Chicago Slice jumping off the bench, but in the background you see all the fans, and they have this like excitement on their face after the Slice won. And he was trying to make the point that like you never see this in PPA, and it's like, why? And it's because there's no like, yeah, you might be like an Anna Lee fan or a Ben Johns fan, and you're like, wow, that was cool. But it's never like, yes, like the team won. There's something about that you just, it's not the same when it's an individual or just like a partner type of format.
And that's where I hope MLP continues to invest in itself, continue to find the right ways to grow it, continue to grow the viewing, how we look at it on TV, continue to make events great. Because again, it's not cheap to put on these events, people. The damn thing fell on Rachel, for crying out loud. So they need help, and
Yeah, they're broke. Yeah, it's they can't afford to have like weights down.
I mean, they can't do it. It's
Yeah,
erector sets out there for crying
yeah,
out loud.
yeah.
But no, it's
We
only
need
going
more
to
employees.
continue
It's
to
just
grow.
mean checking everything. He's like, I don't know, looks good.
Yeah, right. Only going to continue to grow and get better. Having a lot of fun. So, I mean, what's next for you? What do you got going on?
Well, for me, let's see. I will be at the playoffs in Newport.
Okay.
That's coming up not this weekend, but the following weekend. So I'll be there. I'm very excited for that.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, won't be able to go to the finals this year, which makes me sad because I was there last year and that was like so memorable, so much fun. But yeah, I mean, outside of the MLP stuff, just still doing the recaps every week. I'm doing amateur highlights of the month on the kitchen. That I just recorded one today. That's coming out soon, so check that out. And
cool.
Yeah, just keep banging away.
Awesome, man. Yeah, well, I'm going to be doing the same thing here, building brick by brick. But hey, always appreciate when you can stop by. Really had a lot of fun breaking down a little MLP. Folks, the action starts this weekend. You got Brooklyn, SoCal, Dallas, Vegas, Palm Beach. Going to take a slice. And how about the Ranchers? Looking at the Bouncers. And then it's all going to shuffle because the Fives are going to pick. Then the Shot get to pick. Then LA, and then the Bus. Yes.
Yeah,
they get to pick their opponents, all looking for that MLP crown. And it's looking maybe like Fives, maybe Shock. We don't know yet. We're going to have a lot of fun finding out. Chris, again, thank you so much. Anything else you want to plug? Anything super fun coming up you want to give a shout out for?
Yeah, no, that's about it. Just check out the recaps, check out the amateur highlights. It's all on the kitchen. It's a good. Oh, and then I do live streams every Wednesday. Those are a ton of fun. So I'll be back doing that next Wednesday. So.
Wednesday live streams. Find other stuff on the kitchen. We're never sorry to have Chris joining us. I really appreciate it, man. Hang on for me just a second.
Sure. Oh yeah. Good stuff.